Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your 2015 Jayco Eagle 306 RKDS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning. On your off camp, beside your slides, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. So you can park in a good spot. Your power cord is going to be all the way in the rear on your driver's side of the tow vehicle, and your water hookup's actually on the rear of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. The unit comes with a power tongue jack, a night docking light. Should you arrive at night, simply raise this up or bring this down to your level. Now you do have a manual override underneath here. Should you lose power, put your hand crank down in there and that'll get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Once we get our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit have these scissor stabilizing jacks, 3/4 inch hand crank or drill gun. Try not to use an impact driver. It could loosen up these nuts in here. Anyway, we're going to run these down. As I do, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris, keep them from sinking into some hot blacktop at some of these campsites. Get a 4-pack of those with your 10% off coupon, put them down underneath these, and run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do is stabilize it. Once you've got some resistance and it feels like it's going to lift it, stop. Get all four of those down. Unit level and stable, you can go ahead and hook up your power and water. Again, big long 30 amp cord plugs in here in the side. Actually stores inside here. Just pull this out. At the end of that, should you need to plug into a 110, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer that comes with this. And your convenience pack. Get that plugged up. Now we'll hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up the city water connection. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in the unit. Always use these because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is right around the corner here on the campsite. And all we're doing at this point, making sure our drain plug's back in. You can throw a little plumber's tape around that. Get that up in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose been on for a couple of minutes, go inside, open up our slides, go in there and turn in all your water. Get a nice steady flow of water going through your sinks and your showers. Then you shut them off and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to camp at a campsite. We're going to go dry camping. In that case, we'll fill up our freshwater tank. That's over on your campsite, behind your tires. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can simply fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. One is the overflow valve right there, or two on the inside where you check the level of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Don't turn on that button. Once that's full, put that cap back on there, and then you'll turn on your water pump end doors when you want to get to that water. Don't turn on your water pump and hook the city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set to camp for power and water. We'll walk you back around this unit. Continuing up here on our off camp side. Start by talking about your big pass-through storage. That's good as in there. You got a grill over there on the other side. Goes without saying, go ahead and get you some wiper fluid. Just spray on these wipers, keep them nice and flexible over the years. Back here is where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. Talk about that when leaving the campsite, and our tank flush. It's a flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of those. Those do get hot. And they make bug guards that can go over those as well. Continue down your off camp side. Coming back here again to our power. Above that's where you can plug in the cable at the campsites or a satellite if you got one of those on your unit. Got a vent for your hood range, access panel to the back of your fridge. Again, city water connection. Your 751 Clio will open this up and give you a hot cold shower out here. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Coming around here again is our hot water heater. Got a separate TV out here you can plug in here and plug in the cable here. Again, our fresh water. Low point drains for fresh water and our regular low point drains. Got a couple outdoor speakers and an awning. Awnings are made for shade. Heavy rain, high winds, bring them in, save yourself the trouble. Again, back over here on the campsite, you got our griddle in there. Propane is in here, it's on a regulator. Lefty loosey to open, point it toward the tank you wish to be using, and green will mean that you've got gas. You have to turn that back and forth to get that green to come on. That turns red, you're out of gas. That about covers everything out here. Let's take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up side unit. First thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. As I come in to the left, place to hang keys, so 12 volt there, and control panel. So up here is where you check the level of the battery. Fresh water, that's the one I said to hold down when filling up your potable water. Black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump. Here's where you turn on your water heater hooked to gas and your water heater hooked to electric. It does make a difference, choose correctly. Ton of lighting, including awning lights out there. Speaking of your awning, so on your awnings you only want to run them out until you can see your silver bar and that flap has fallen down to 90 degrees. If you were to hold that button down, that will continue to run itself out and run itself up onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Don't run it out further than you need to. It just runs up rather quickly. Put that up. I'll shut off the awning light and tell you these slam locks work best when gently slammed. There's a slide control. We'll utilize that when closing the unit up. I'll come immediately here to our thermostat in the hallway. Go to AC, turn that on, you hear that? It does have a quick dump as well. Shut that off, shuts off rather quickly. I'm going to turn the furnace on. Here's that return right there. Now when I shut that off, generally it takes a little bit for the furnace fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Furnace, come in here to our TV. On a remote, when you get to your channel, campsite, go into your menu, go into your digital channel scan, run the channel scan so that you can pick up all the local stations. Down below that, sound system, AM, FM, indoor, outdoor speakers, really nice. Take that off. Again, our return for our furnace. Sofa, extra lighting, had a couple covers here for your dinette chairs. Coming into our kitchen, we got a smoke alarm. Pretty easy to handle Norcold fridge. Turn it to auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're running off gas. Flip that over to gas. If that gas light starts flashing, you're low on gas. 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest here. Generally, you want to run them on auto. That's self-explanatory. Working microwave. Light and fan above your cooktop. Now, sometimes you may have to bleed these for a second at the campsites, but just turn these to light. Get your spark, and them to light up. Same thing on your oven. Turn that to pilot light, push and hold while you hit your spark. That will light it. A lot of times you can just see the reflection of the flame on your metal down here, but if not, look in there and make sure that your pilot light got lit. Plumbing, kitchen, bathrooms, maintain them. If you travel a lot in this, you're bouncing the house up and down the road, there's your plumbing. You want to make sure you keep an eye on it and nothing wiggles loose over time. There's access to our water heater. Access to the back of that as well over here for bypassing that for winterizing. Heading down the hallway here, we do another light. Got an antenna to the right to crank up at the campsites, to the left when you're traveling. Down the hallway, I'll come into the bathroom. We do have a hand crank open. Exhaust vent here, which should turn out from down here. Let me turn that back on. There we go. 110 in here. Again, plumbing to keep an eye on. Shower door, you want that latch closed for traveling. This slide, you want to make sure this door is snapped open for travel, especially so the slide can come in and out. Come back here in the bedroom, all one-touch lighting here. Storage underneath our bed as well. Emergency exit window. We prepped for a TV back here. There's your backer. 110 in cable here. You can utilize this slide, bring this in and out from back here. That about covers everything in here. So let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. So I like to start by shutting off lights on my way out, snapping doors closed, making sure vents are closed. All lights off back here. We can, while we're back here and we have these lights off, bring that slide in. Turn on my bathroom light so that we can see this from over there. Slide control right here in the bedroom. Once that's in, securing doors, shut this light off. Now let's come to my control panel, shut off all the lights. Now I see any lights that are on are individual lights I have to walk through and turn off by hand. With all these accent lights off, we can make our way back to our control panel. And turn the living room back on and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede that slide from coming in. Especially make sure that door is closed, as well as your pantry down there. Speaking of pantry, I did forget to mention underneath your fridge is your breaker box and fuses. You got a ton of 15s in there and a 40. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. And then on the side of your island here is your 12-volt carbon dioxide propane detector. Back to our control panel. Just gonna hit slide in. See the importance of having those doors closed. Don't need to be breaking doors just because we're bringing in a slide. That noise is just telling you that it's in all the way. shut off our lights, and exit the unit. Before we leave the dump station, and I say that because you're going to go in there and watch the levels of your tanks as we're dumping. As you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt, lift and turn that door for that handle. That's how you want to travel. If we are out dry camping, we're going to get up underneath our freshwater tank, dump our freshwater drains, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, in front of your tires over here. Got 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull your black handle. Black holding tank's going to be your sewage. When that sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. Shows empty or close to it, come back out here. Leave that black handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station, hook it up to this sewage tank flush. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes. Wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that gets done, close that up. Make sure all that water you just put in there for washout has drained. And then close your gray handle. And close your black handle and pull your gray handle. Now usually when my grays are draining, go back over the other side and dump my low point drains again. When this gray is done, close that. Come back here lastly to this gray holding tank here and pull that handle. When that was done, close that one up. Take your sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years to come. Happy camping.